Hello, my name is Hersh.
And I'm Felicia.
And this is the HERShyt Show. A little bit about it, and you're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you'll probably cuss at me, but that's alright. I just want to bring to you the realization of what's really going on in this world that a lot of people are afraid to speak on. Enjoy. Listen, so this week we're gonna talk about the 40-hour work week. And we're going don't do that no more. We're going to talk about the 40-hour work week and why it's absurd. It really is absurd. And hell, you have to work overtime just to be able to make ends meet these days.
Yeah, if you don't, like a side, they call it side hustle. Sell clothes or something do on the side. Man, people need a rest, man.
What did you see about the hotel or lodging?
It was
a hiring sign.
Yeah, I read it and I was thought, is it me that thinks that's not normal? Or because I used to do a lot of clean houses. I had a cleaning business, and I know how hard that stuff is, and I know people are gross.
If you're cleaning right.
Yeah, if you're cleaning right, and I was OCD with it. Like I had to do baseboards, I did all that stuff because that's how I clean my house. Not that way anymore, but not that bad. But so it's hard work. I mean, that's some hard work.
It really is.
Like I can't do it now. It's just no.
And some people that you're cleaning behind, you go like once every 90 days.
And you tell you something, what's on the outside? I went to some places that were beautiful homes. Manicured perfectly, beautiful.
Then you walk in.
And I thought, okay, this should not be that bad. It should be kept up enough. No, my world was shook.
Rude awakening.
I thought I was cussing the whole time.
I heard that people actually clean or straighten up before
that's what I do. That's what I do. Like if I'm worse, I'd pick up my stuff to move it out. I don't mean cleaning. It means like just pick up your clothes and put them on bed, or pick up this, put it in the laundry room.
But if you could do all that, you might as well just clean your house.
But no, that's just doing the basics so you can get to the floor. But no, this is the bathroom. I'll never forget.
But what was the
I couldn't believe it. I was just like,
yes, people do live.
No, it made me
extremely.
There's been a couple times I got sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, there's some people's areas I won't.
Anyway,
but from that, I don't never judge a book by its cover. Put it.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying some people just can't do it. I mean, I understand.
Some people physically cannot.
Yeah,
or mentally
totally
they're depressed. They're completely depressed. So you never know that person's situation.
Yeah,
but
I'm not trying to be judgmental on that aspect.
But if there's able bodies in that house, it should not have gotten that bad. I'm sorry, but anyway, you saw a hiring sign.
Yeah, I
for a hotel.
Hotel or motel or something in. Should I say what kind? Does it matter?
I don't care.
Do you think it matters, Mario?
No, it don't matter. Where was it at?
In a local county. We'll just put it that way. And it said.
You're not saying the name of the business. What county was it in?
Cedartown.
Okay.
And I guess it's fairly new. I'm not really sure. Anyway, they were hiring. And it said something about needing the front desk. And it told how much they made per hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then it said housekeepers, which is the room cleaner. They go in and clean the room.
Yeah.
$5 per room.
That is strange to me.
And I was like, am I reading it right? $5 a room.
Somebody that works in that industry, let us know, because I've done housekeeping before, and we got a minimum and out, but this was what 10, 12,
maybe it adds up,
ago.
like you said, maybe it adds up per room, but I don't know, like people are gross.
But that's just like waitressing. $2 something an hour. Like these waitresses and waiters are literally making $2 instead. They're living off a commission. They're living off of tips.
But I don't feel
and a lot of
house cleaners. I don't know to.
But even a lot of restaurants make people put their tips in one jar and then they split it.
I don't think it's cool.
I don't think that's cool neither. So $5 a room.
So I just kept thinking, is that hourly plus $5? But it didn't say anything about hourly. It just said $5 a room.
That's madness.
So I'm like, so what if they're not even busy?
Yeah.
If it's just a small place. Maybe they're all probably got 3 rooms.
That's $15 a day.
I don't know. Maybe I'm
$15 a day.
But when you go, people are gross, and people leave them hotel rooms, motel, and nasty.
And that's not enough money to incentivize somebody to really clean a room like it needs, especially
maybe a meth head.
Like that's me. I'm not.
Maybe a heroin head.
I may use the same sheets and just make the bed up.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
I'm out.
$5.
You know what I mean? $5. I'd be like.
Right.
Look. Well, that's a little peek. Okay, we good. I'm clean.
For $5, that's about all you get.
Well, I mean, they don't give you incentive to clean it right.
That does, well, maybe a drug addict.
I don't know.
And are you giving a free room for somebody that's working with you? Because that's not enough to pay. $15 a day times 30.
Well, I'm just thinking about I know how difficult it is to clean right. Which I'm sure.
I'm thinking about bills and having a roof over your head. Does this come with a room to stay in? Like, do you live on the ground for free room and board to pay $5 a
I didn't see anything with
room?
that. I mean, I didn't dig into it, but I just thought, is it me thinking that's weird, or is that normal?
That's extremely. I mean, Cedartown does have a lot of zombies, so
yeah. I mean, I get it, but
it's still not fair. That is not fair. That's not fair. It's not an incentive to have somebody come and work for you. You tell me it's $5. I'm fighting motherfuckers over a room. Like, I got bills to pay, so, just hire me. I'll do all of them. $5, you know what I'm saying, a room or whatever. But I'm like, hey, Mario, I'm on you. It's clean, boss. You know what I mean?
Swap off the shit. Yeah, it's fine.
As I'm in there with gloves on.
I'm going there with a suit and mask.
Cleaning, because your people are nasty,
mm-hmm.
and people are carrying diseases and germs and shit that you might take home to your children, your significant other, or an elderly parent or something. Mm-hmm. So, you're already taking a chance working at a hotel, cleaning, or any cleaning houses, period. You know what I mean, or cleaning businesses, period.
And dealing with chemicals.
Exactly, and you're going to tell me $5 a room? I don't know which hotel this is, Cedartown, but y'all might look into that. I don't know what the laws are.
I didn't know what that was normal or what, but I just kind of like.
What would be the required minimum wage for housekeepers in Georgia?
So that wouldn't even be hourly. That would just be.
That's commission. Pretty much.
Great.
So you're a contractor, so to speak.
That's what it seemed like.
That sounds like a 1099, not a W-4. You see what I'm saying? It sounds like a 1099. Come in and clean. We'll give you $5 a room. Yeah. It sounds like you're a contractor, not an employee.
Sweep the carpet, not even vacuum. It's kind of
old school when the vacuum went out and you had to be in there slinging dust everywhere. Yeah, I've been there, done that plenty of times.
Didn't get hay fever afterwards. I've done it at stage, rest of the day. I couldn't breathe.
Hey, but the carpet got swept. Okay, so somebody did do an experiment. I don't know where it was at.
The sheets?
No, the experiment. Yeah, no, the black light experiment. That's one of Dateline 2020. It was one of them that did that. Y'all got bed bugs and shit. I'm sorry. Like, even when I go to I don't even sleep. I have to bring my own.
I've gotten better. I used to real like.
I will take at least a can of Lysol. Like, all of my homegirls and sisters, we all take.
So we stayed in a
sanitation stuff.
decent hotel a few weeks ago. The weekend we had to go.
I went to Chicago last weekend and I slept on the couch.
The sheets smelled like bleach. I mean, you could smell bleach. Like,
so I would die.
Bleach,
so I would die. I'm allergic to chlorine and bleach.
Yeah, you would have died, but yeah,
but everybody else would have been fine.
I'm like, bleach. Okay, they clean this deal. I should have been over there convulsions.
Yeah, I slept on the couch. I did. I slept. They had like a pull-out couch. I didn't even pull out. We had the suite. And it's a beautiful, so if you're ever in, was it a lake somewhere? It's where the Navy basic training area is at. It's close by there, but I forget. It starts with a W. But there was
Windham?
Wick.
Oh.
Wicca something. I don't know. I don't, listen. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I really don't remember it. I know it starts with a W. Pretty much.
I need one.
But the courtyard Marriott where we stayed at, you could tell they put into the renovations, right? You walk in, they had this fireplace, they got a full bar that actually has Starbucks, and it's literally located behind Walmart and Starbucks. So but that wind was so disrespectful. The weather in Chicago was very disrespectful, right? Because we're by the Great Lakes, right? Well, Windy City anyway. Chicago got their name for a reason. The Windy City. But it was beautiful. In the room, you could tell that they've kind of upgraded and maintained it. I was still want to sleep in the bed. I got the couch. I'm good. I'm on the couch. I didn't even pull out the couch. I just put a little sheet on it, folded it in half, and had my little blanket, and I was good. Yes, I'm a little touched, y'all. I'm OCD as hell, so I'm kind of. But I'll sleep in the dirt. I'll sleep on the cot. I've slept in many of locations. I slept on a steering wheel in the LMTV in the field. But hotels?
Well, that's other people, like the germs and.
You need to pay people.
But what we're getting.
You need to pay people.
It's like. I just $5 a room. That
pay them what
that
they're
seems
worth.
a little weird to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's normal, what's not. But me having that business before,
yeah,
not hotels or anything, but
having to clean a business,
and the time consuming and the work behind it, like to do it correctly.
Yeah, I mean, but are you providing all of the chemicals to clean this air? But still, $5.
That seems unethical to me, but
it does. It seems very unethical. So we need to look into that. We need to research that a little bit and put them on blast if need necessary, because you don't do people like that. And when is...
people that really need money, they're going to do it.
When is the rate of pay for waitresses and waiters going to rise? Like, I don't get... And especially if you're going to make everybody put all their tips in one tip jar to separate it by the end of the day.
One thing I noticed I'm going to bring up is more people are wanting tips.
Yeah.
Like for you going to pick up food.
Because that's what they're living off of, literally.
No, even if you're going to pick up food, they'll ask for a tip. And I'm like...
Because that's what they're living off of is tips.
So I'm just like, I give them a tip, but I'm still like, what am I paying for? Even if we're not getting weighted on, that stuff, they're just doing their typical, like making the food and bringing it to front.
Because they're making like $2.50 an hour.
So, okay, see, that makes sense. I'm like, okay.
They're not hourly. They're not salary. They're literally making. So if you have the audacity to tell these waiters and waitresses in these restaurants, y'all need to put it all in a tip jar, and then we'll separate it evenly at the end of the night, which is shitty because you might have a waiter. Let me tell you, prime example. When we was at the Great Lakes, this waiter, mind you, it was St. Patrick's Day, graduation for Navy recruitment, and March Madness going on in the Chicago area.
So you have a whole table.
We had 12 people at this table. I would have been excited as a waitress, like, man, I'm about to make bank, right?
That's how they make their money.
This dude had a whole attitude. Y'all, I turned into a Karen. Not gonna lie. I did, because I gave him about 3 or 4 times. Because I was like, well, maybe he's just in a bad mood today.
Yeah, but let him.
Right? I mean, and this is a lot of people, but we weren't asking for much at all. Like, we were all the parents were excited to see their new recruit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So my sister and my nephew's dad they were all excited talking to him at the other end of the table. I had the twins with me, like the young kids with me, my other niece and her fiance here, and then kids. Nobody was talking to the waiter. You know what I mean? Unless he came over and said, what do you want to drink? But first it was drinks. You know what I mean? I was like, maybe he's just in a bad mood. I'm not going to say nothing, right?
Give him a couple minutes to warm up.
Give him a few minutes. And then it turned into, when the food all started to come out, this is what pissed me off. My niece did not get her food, or no, my nephew didn't get his food. It was like a little cheeseburger or something that he had ordered.
Did a young kid? Okay.
8 years old.
Well, they need to approve first.
But everybody else had their food except for that one cheeseburger. So I was like, hey, you may have forgotten. I know. I'll be right back. I was like, whoa, buddy. We're going to have to fight today. I said, I'm turning into a Karen. I pre-warned everybody, and I said it very loudly in the middle of the day. I'm turning into a Karen. I walked right on over to I said, listen, I don't know if we just having a bad day today or what's going on, but somebody better get little buddy before I do. And he was like, well, ma'am, I said, listen, I don't want to get nobody in trouble, but you might want to change out our waiter because he going to get his ass whooped. Like, I'm not trying to get you fired or nothing like that, but you have to be cautious. So as a waiter or waitress, granted, you're not making but and I don't know if every restaurant is like that, but usually it's like, what, $2.50, $3 an hour, and they live off of commission, or tips. Granted, your ass ain't getting no motherfucking tip if you act like that to 12 people, especially when a lot of kids are involved. You know what I mean? And we wasn't even drinking, so you got to sober us. You know what I'm saying? You got the good parts.
Oh, yeah.
Because it would have went a totally different direction if it was other people, you know what I'm saying, that were inebriated, intoxicated. It may have went a different way. But as a waiter or waitress, you don't deserve to be working there for $3 an hour and then have to share your tips at the end of the night.
Yeah, I know a restaurant that did that. and I knew the waitresses that were there, and they were like, we have to pull it in. And let's say you get a big, huge table, and you're busting it.
You're getting $100 to $150,
and then you have to share that with somebody that didn't even
with the dude that had the attitude with us. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, that would be.
Yeah, so you get my guy, and you're the happy-go-lucky person and bouncing like, hey, boo. He ended up changing his tune before the end of it, but now at this point, if it ain't mandatory gratuity a part of the check, he wasn't going to get shit because of the attitude that he displayed for the almost 2 hours we were there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was straight attitude.
Be a waitress away one time in your life. Just one time, whether it's for a day.
And deal with different personalities and different people.
One time to help somebody out, and I'm hearing impaired, and I'm like, huh? So I'm like, wait, no, we don't have no Mountain Dew. We have Mountain Dew on the menu, but anyway, I just said, we ain't got that. And that little kid was like, it says it right here. And I was like, oh, my bad.
I just spilled my damn drink.
I'm a horrible waitress. But
my mom's deli.
So I stayed in the back, and I was a hell of a cleaner. And I was like washing dishes.
You didn't want to deal with the people. You just wanted
I can't. It's hard. It's a struggle for me. So I was like,
my mom's deli. We had a lot of different personalities coming in there, but it was like it was regulars. You knew what their breakfast sandwich was.
You'd have it ready for them or whatever.
Exactly, but you're that spirit to pick them up early in the morning. It's first thing in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm not a good waitress.
Yeah, no. But it's okay. But
it was Dr. Pepper. That's what it was.
My thing is the 40 hours a week. So the truck drivers are overworking. You know what I'm saying? Like they put in mandatory hours where they can only drive a certain amount of miles or a certain amount of hours a day, which is good because a lot of truckers were doing speed and stuff like that to stay away.
When I was growing up, my dad was a truck driver, and it was now I look back at it as I'm older. I'm like, how did that? That's illegal.
Yeah,
like, they will work him to the point where
now you'll get in trouble. I think if you go over the
totally
hours.
Illegal. Like you cannot do that. And I'm like, why would it? They should have had it then, but it didn't work that way.
A lot of truckers were
so he would get home between it varied. Like sometimes I didn't even see him. It would be anywhere from 8, 9, 10, 11, could be 12 o'clock. Just depends on his load.
Because of the expectations from that company.
And then so he'd get home and try to hurry up and go to bed. It takes a while to wind down.
Yeah.
Like you got to wind down, then he'd go to bed. He might get 2 hours sleep, maybe an hour. It just depends on where the load was.
And then right back up.
Then my mother would have to answer the call when they called, when his load was ready. And say that could be at 3 o'clock in the morning. Have to get right back up.
Mm-hmm.
And she'd have to stay up with him and drink coffee and all that stuff until he left. And then she didn't have to, but she did.
Yeah.
And then we go to school, and she'd be like, I mean, she didn't know we were going to school half the time. She's like, okay. But because she was wore out.
Yeah.
And
it's a hard life.
When I was in elementary school, it's like, man, I should have saved my money.
And people treat truckers like
I should have saved my money because she was so tired on the couch. She'd give us like $10. Paper lunch. Our lunch was like 50 cents or something, And I'm like, now
I had free lunch. I didn't need nothing.
And I'm like, she just had whatever she had. Just $5.
Because she was sleepy.
Because she was so tired,
And a lot of truckers don't get the recognition that they deserve.
I got
because
mad.
they're the backbone of this country.
I got mad respect because my dad done it so long.
Yeah,
so I get it. I got.
But how else do you think you're getting your goods? The truckers.
Mm-hmm.
If the truckers don't move, you're not getting shit.
No, I got mad respect.
Yeah.
That's why when I see someone pulled over resting, I'm like, let them be.
Let them be. Mm-hmm. Let them rest.
Because I get it.
But a lot of them feel so. It's so competitive nowadays, and they're lacking a lot of truckers. I really think this semi should have their own highway. I really do. I think that they should have their own roads.
It would be nice.
Because once they get sleepy, like you're putting a lot of people in, and then dumbass drivers, regular drivers are cutting them off. And
see, that's where I got mad respect. I always
give them their space. Give them their space.
Because just like motorcycle, they do the same thing. How can motorcycle do the same thing with trucks?
Yeah, don't get up on the trucker's ass because they can't, and don't jump in front of them and expect they can't slam on their brakes as quick as you may think that they can. And if they do lock, they're sliding, they're fishtailing. So now you're putting a lot of other people in danger too. But
there was a couple of times I got to ride with them.
Yeah,
just get them and see. I thought it was a cool thing. It was like a little apartment. It had the back part, with
the bedroom.
It was like freaking nice. And I just remember sitting in the chair and I thought it was big.
Yeah. And but they don't get enough recognition. And yes, they're getting paid by the mileage, or there's certain incentives. Like they'll put you through the CDO trainings and stuff which is awesome because a lot of companies don't do that. They're not going to pay for your training.
You got to do it yourself.
But a lot of companies will, but you have to lock in a contract to work for that company for like 6 months to a year or something like that. You can lease to purchase your truck while you're driving for that company.
Like the diesel gas prices and all that.
Exactly.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
No,
especially if you own your own truck.
It was.
But if you're driving for a company, you're not coming out of pocket.
If you have ones that are independent.
Exactly. If you own your own truck. So there's so many opportunities out there to do transportation and whatnot that you can look into. But you can go get your own CDLs and buy your own vehicle. But I would advise getting the experience with experienced drivers, with the veterans of the community or of the industry, so to speak. Because we do need truckers. We do. We need truckers. They're the backbone. You know what I mean? Like factory workers. You need those type of individuals. So why are we fighting so hard? You have to work overtime just to be able to make ends meet. I'm working 10, 12-hour shifts just to make a decent paycheck. If I'm doing just a regular 40-hour work week, after taxes and all that shit, you're still only bringing home, what, $1,500?
There was one company, I have no idea, Mom told me this the other day. He was truck driving. And they were doing this, not just him, but several other people. And they kept taking fees out of his check. And he'd only get like $30 or something. I mean, yeah, he was like, my dad,
what
back
the
then,
fuck?
he was a firecracker. My dad was a firecracker. And he went down with a shotgun. even the bodyguard, the security was like, he's like, man, best thing you do is get out of my way. Even he didn't call the law. He just moved out of the way.
We do not advise you.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just sharing a story. I'm sharing a story.
This is back in the 90s, y'all.
80s.
Oh, okay,
80s. This is a long time ago. He was a firecracker. And he went, which I can understand.
They were stealing his money.
Yeah, and they wasn't the only person who was doing it to.
Oh, wow.
And it was something about they kept taking out fees. Like he had to pay for that. And he was like, what? No.
Yeah.
So he went down there and that dude wrote him a check.
You can have all this back.
He's like, hey, everybody.
We do not advise or condone going to your job with a weapon. But that not just truckers though. It's everybody. Mm-hmm. It's everybody. No matter what position, people are like, go get a job. You got to have 2 or 3 these days.
And yeah.
Why do we have to do 40-hour work?
Don't ever say you won't be homeless. Don't.
Be careful. Do not
be
ever. Be
careful what you manifest or what you wish for.
Yeah.
Or because it can happen.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Who you think you are.
Been there, done that.
It can happen.
Yeah.
I've almost been. I get it. It's scary. You're like.
What am I gonna do? And I had a son.
Yeah, and I could imagine having kids. Yeah, that'd be my first priority. You like, no, I'm gonna take care of my kid. But yeah. And they made it impossible. Like you had to have like 3 times the rent, like this to even get in a place, and it was just like,
yeah.
Are y'all serious?
I was literally.
It was almost impossible. And then your credit had to be perfect. I mean, they make it to the point where it's inhumane, in my opinion. It's totally inhumane. It's happening right now. It's inhumane.
It is getting more and more ridiculous. And this was the early 2000s when I was doing it. I was working at 2 men in a truck when they needed somebody to go pack somebody's house.
Working.
It's taking time away from your children.
That. And you're doing something. Eventually, I mean, some people love their job. I get it. That's great. But when all you're doing is working and making money.
You're not living.
You're missing the point of life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Honestly.
You're working yourself to death because if your body gets so used to constantly working.
And you don't have anything. We all need
60, 70-hour work weeks. And then you get ready to actually retire. And I can go on cruises and enjoy my life. You're going to lose your mind.
I also think about those people that have been so caught in that system, and then they get laid off, they get fired, you get people that's
you're gonna lose your mind.
They want to end their life. They want to you haven't built a life outside of this system that you don't even own. Mm-hmm. And they really don't care about you. Like you
they
really
don't care about you. That's the whole thing. You're dedicating everything you got because you want to be you want to do your job right.
I was there. I was one of them.
And I'm that way too. If I got a job, I want to do it right. Mm-hmm. And you dedicate everything you got because you want to do it right. Mm-hmm. And then it can happen. You can lose your job with it.
I don't know.
I've done it.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you've been there.
Exactly. I've been there.
I got escorted out of the IBM building.
I did not get escorted from nowhere.
Like, I've never had that happen to me. I was like, security came, put myself in a little box, and walked me out the front door.
I've seen that on movies. I've never seen it in person.
Because when you work in top secret locations like that, IBM is always working on product development. They don't want nobody to know about it.
Yeah.
So they're making sure you're not taking
crystals.
A computer, you're not taking nothing.
Crystals.
Go get you one of them IBM crystals. Through federal savings.
Yes.
I love them. I'm obsessed with them.
But you really got what was the purpose of them boxing you up?
I put I was a contract worker for 6-7 years, and a full-time position came opening. I asked my supervisor, "Can I post some of my work online so they can see what I do?" Because I've been working there 6 years.
But you posted IBM work.
I mean, that's what I've been doing for the last 6 years.
No, so you were doing it for the
And I asked for permission. That's what I think. I said I asked for, can I post this just for? But you know, me thinking.
I know that's a no.
And they found out about it. And I'm talking about, you talking about corporate.
They set you up for failure because you cannot share any. You can't do that.
I'm like, he told me to do it, and
he wanted your ass to get fired.
He got the job.
That's why he did that.
He's still working at IBM to this day.
That's why he did that, because you were his competition. Yeah, fuck you, buddy. Whoever you are,
you don't mess with Mario.
But yeah, they walked me out of there like for sharing confidential.
That had to be like.
Yes, I knew that was a setup.
No, that had to be humiliating.
That is.
But I had a good manager. I had a manager.
You feel like you done something wrong when you didn't.
She came in about 10 minutes and said, "Mario, look, we can't talk right now, but security's about to come get you. I'm giving you some minutes to get your emails." I was in there cleaning up emails, deleting anything I didn't want them to see.
Yeah.
Like, she gave me that window, and I always said,
at least she had that.
Well, whoever gave him permission or set him up for failure, you are a piece of shit. Sorry.
Well, I mean, like I said.
But there are people out there that do things.
But that's one of the things. And in that moment, I said, I'll never have a job that has me in this position to where when I leave, I feel like I got nothing. I feel like my life. I said, this will never happen to me again.
Yeah.
And y'all know me since then.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know I've always had my own business. I've always had diverse streams of income.
Mm-hmm.
There's no job that can.
Yeah, I like having different streams.
Mm-hmm. That was
not just one.
I took
I like
that
having
lesson
different streams of income.
Mm-hmm. At that moment, I said, no job will ever do this to me.
That's a good way to be.
Y'all know I do a lot of shit for free. So I know y'all be on me about that. I do a lot of stuff.
I do too. Why do you think I'm? Yeah, no. Need healing? I just do it all the time. Okay. I'm like, man, I need money. I can use a donation, something.
I'm paying it forward.
And I've always done that, and I know. I mean, but it gets paid.
I get fussed at a lot by doing things for free. But I feel like it helps other people because they can't afford.
See, that's how I am. I try to think about how do you tell somebody no. You know, but there's some, and I'm like, I ain't touching that.
I think we're legit the only company that does free advertisement.
Right.
We are like the only, because most people will be like, oh, that's 100, 150, or depending on, you know what I'm saying, whatever. We just be like, got a small business? Let us know. We'll put you out there. We got you. You know what I mean? But because it does, a lot of people with the small businesses or just starting off, a business is a business. Your shit ain't small. You know what I'm saying? It's big for you, but it's considered by definition a small business. But a lot of people do not have, like your homegirl, Kim, $50 to start off and started a company. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't even have that $50.
I was fascinated. Like, she changed my whole course of my life, and I just watched her, and I was like.
So in order to do advertisement, I'm going to take your $50 to do your advertisement for you to do something that you could do for free at the tip of your fingers anyway.
But she always had a vision board.
Yeah.
She taught me about vision boards when she started teaching me. She said she had one set up.
We're going to get off topic, aren't we?
I know I'm not explaining a vision board because it's good.
We're about to get off topic.
Well, I can't help. But a vision board is like manifesting what you want, and that's how she started her business.
Yeah,
with nothing basically.
That goes back to your law of attraction.
Yeah, I was just like, I seen it firsthand.
Yeah,
I think that does help your topic in that regard, where you don't want to be so tied into these jobs. Like to start separating yourself. That's a great place to start. Go home this weekend. Make your vision board. That's a great start.
Yeah, look it up. How to there's several examples like what you. A lot of people cut out pictures and they'll paste it on there. They'll put homes, cars,
the kids do it
job, or just smiling. Like you just say. Sometimes I don't know what I want. I just want to be happy.
And he said, just cut pictures out. I brought stickers.
Stickers, pictures, words,
all these things.
Speaking of that, I have somebody for you to meet that wants to take part in your uncle's art camp.
Yeah, that's
for theater and acting.
You need to do a cooking show. Yeah. I can come help with that. What y'all want to cook today?
But corporations,
I can cook what I want to be.
We need to really focus on these salaries.
Oh.
We need to really focus on these salaries. Why are we doing 40-hour work weeks? Why?
Let me look up the guy who invented it. Hold up.
Why do we
some
do
white
40
man?
It had to been some old white man. It
was a white man.
Had to be. Fucker.
You know, it's something like that.
But you got to think too. Like a lot of us come from 68-hour work week. So when that happens,
I do that now.
We feel it.
You do that now.
Yeah, you feel like
her too.
Man, only 40 hours. Like you start thinking that's a lot. You start thinking it's good,
and it's really not a lot.
It's not.
You know, some people look down on you if you just work 40 hours. They're like, "That's all you work." I'm like,
you
I want to work less. I want to work like 20.
But see, that's what I've been blessed to be able to do. I work.
Yeah.
I mean, we're always working.
But that took years of, and it also took. We talked about this previously. It took me wanting that and speaking that. I used to always say
law of attraction.
I want to work for myself. I want to work at home.
Yep, I always wanted to work. That's my dream.
But you have so many, especially these children raising themselves these days. Like back in the day, you had at least, you knew at 5 o'clock or 5:30. There was always that schedule. Your parents are pulling up at 5:30, 6 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Right.
Your chores had to be done. Your homework had to be done, even though we didn't. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. But you knew dinner was going to be at a certain time. You knew, everything was so structured. Nowadays, everybody is busy hustling, doing, because...
That's why you got your DoorDash, your Uber Eats, like all that stuff, because parents get home at 7, 8 o'clock at night now.
Exhausted.
Yeah, tired.
And then still doing the sports, still doing the cheerleading.
What makes me sad is like, we all need some type of pleasure in our life.
Yes.
What's the point of living? It's like...
Yeah, let's not put it that way.
You know what I mean. I'm not just it's just a not like feeling. I don't mean it like that, but just
don't hurt yourself over it.
No, I don't mean it like that. But you gotta have some type of pleasure, some type of goal.
Take a vacation every quarter, even if it's just
all going to bills and this and that. That's just that.
But that's the way this world is set up.
I know, and that's why I'm like.
Let me not say the world. That's the way the United States is set up right now.
Yeah, because other countries are already doing 4-day work week.
But you have to work for health care. You have to work for Henry Ford.
Wow, invented the 40-hour work week. Through his research, and that working more yielded only a small increase in productivity.
That lasted a short period of time. The history and evolution. Henry Ford became one of the first employers to adopt a 5-day, 40-hour work week at Ford Motor Company plants in 1926. That's why Ford falls apart a lot. You're stressing people out.
And to them, that was less than what they were doing previously. So we need...
That is a lot less than...
Yeah, we need the next person now to come and say, let's do 4 10-hour days. Cause
like people that bring their dogs or like animals to work, there's more productivity. People are happier.
Mm-hmm.
I interviewed for a company like that. Blew my mind. Like I'm sitting there.
You know what I mean? I love animals so much.
Just walked by.
I don't know why there's not enough remote positions now. And I saw that that's becoming a trend, is the remote position.
I love that. I think that's awesome.
COVID helped that. It helped companies understand that, we can still survive.
We can still and save money, because now you don't have to pay for that storefront or that building or...
wear and tear on your car.
Yeah.
Gas.
Wear and tear on your mental status.
Yeah, so... Yeah, there's so many good advantages. And then you're home with your animals. They sit on your lap and you still work. And that's such a healing thing.
Mm-hmm. While your kids are at school. Mm-hmm. That's still your break. But listen, when parents get that break from it, and it's not a bad thing, but you love for your children to go to school, I promise you.
No, you're not staying out today.
Here's some Tylenol. Go to school. Get your ass on that butt.
I'm in a fever, Mama.
Dick called me from school like, Dad, can you come get me?
I sure cannot.
So are you bleeding? Have you talked to the nurse? Like, I'm trying. He got this whole list of questions.
You got a fever?
Before I come get you?
That's our break. They don't understand. That's our break. And kids need a break from us too. Because if we're constantly up under each other, it's going to be that, why you didn't clean? Why you didn't do your schoolwork? Why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do that? It turns into that bickering moment, because you're always... So kids need a break from parents, and parents need a break from kids.
And I do understand, just like we need breaks from our work week, sometimes kids do need a break from school.
They do.
Some days I'll let them just stay home.
Don't worry about
it. Just relax, like wind down. Because I know that now.
Yeah.
But growing up, that's how we got our food growing up. So we wasn't missing school because we wasn't gonna miss lunch and breakfast.
It wasn't as chaotic at school, so I'm going to school. Yeah. I'll let y'all can skip. I'm going to school.
Right. I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat.
I did a few times, but it was
and
for
what's
nothing.
so funny is my sister would get out early release to go to work.
Mm-hmm. Did you
I'm 4 years younger than she is. So I had nowhere to go once we skipped school. So I'd go out in the woods, in the deep, deep woods. I'm not wandering around. I was in heaven. I didn't know where I was. I was loving it. And then I'd come out about time when we were supposed to get home from the school bus. Make sure nobody's at my house. Looking around. My dad was never there because he was trucking. My mother had different hours because she worked. She's a beautician. Mm-hmm. But I got caught. My mother see me at the edge of the woods. She went. And I'm like poking my head out. She's like, no. She didn't have to say a word. She just went.
You know what though? I used to tell like if Vicky Lynn came to because I lived in the basement area or whatever, she would pop open the door and be like, time to get up for school, whatever. And I'd be like, I ain't going today. And she'd be like, good. You can help me rearrange furniture. You can do it. I'm like, shit, I'll holler at you. I'm going to school. But like I told mine, if you want that break, you know, if you don't want to go to school today, let me know. But just don't make it a habit. Yeah, no habit. That's the biggest thing. Don't make it a habit.
Jet lied one time, tried to play like he was sick.
Yeah, don't lie.
He tried to play like he was sick to be out. Then I found out it's the same day that the new Call of Duty releases. His plan was to stay home play Call of Duty, but I know that his room is on a circuit breaker in my house, so I cut the power. So he spent all the day till 4 o'clock with no power.
I bet he did.
He's mad too. He slept the whole day.
You ruined his whole plan.
But it's like, man, I know something got to be happening.
Like, click.
And then I look it up. The new Call of Duty comes out.
This man gonna stay home.
Kids, understand everything that you try to do, we have done. And I never believed that when our parents would say that growing up. Like when adults would say that, like, yeah, right, it's a new age. No, it's for real. That's the truth. Adults know when you're trying to get out of something. We might not know exactly what or why, but we can understand the purpose. Yeah.
Bosses know too. You know, I was a manager for a long time, so I used to hate when I get the call and somebody's trying to sound sick on the phone. I used to, and I'm the manager too. I'm like, hey man, just tell me. All you gotta say,
just tell me the truth.
We gotta give you time off.
Look, just say I need a mental health break.
Just say I'm not gonna be there today. Like I want to be out. As long as it's 24 hours in advance, nobody's gonna question that. But they,
no,
I don't think I can make it.
I BS you not. I BS you not. The company I work for, the organization I work for, you have to pretty much do a same day sick leave to get any leave.
Get a what?
Same day sick leave. And you have to send a fancy email a certain way with the block, same day sick leave with your name or whatever, and then the time in, date time group, you know, and when to expect to be back, and reason being, you know, you have to put whatever it is. Right. But literally, so they give us earned hours of admin leave, right? Paid admin leave. Try to use it.
I don't understand.
I try to put mine in, like, it was a couple weeks before we went to Chicago last week. Like 3 weeks in advance. I'm like, hey, listen.
Oh, so this was recent, okay.
Yeah, this was recent. I was like, hey, listen, so I'm going to put my admin leave in for 16 hours on this day and this day. This heifer emailed me back and said, well, what is the nature? We have a 0 leave policy right now. I politely replied all and said, either you give me the earned admin hours that I deserve for my nephew's graduation, or I'm going to be sick that day. I'm just letting you know I ain't coming.
Right.
Either or.
Either way you want to play it, I have sick leave saved up, or you're going to give me them free admin leaves. And we actually had a meeting about that. Like, they do not give people leave. And it's crazy. You have to die to get leave.
Yeah, I hate that. Even I know some people that will tell me, I've heard this, I didn't have time to go to the bathroom today.
Yeah. Like teachers.
You were grown.
Teachers. No, but teachers are like that. They won't even really sit during the day because they can't go to the bathroom.
But you know how that can mess up your body?
Oh, yeah. Holding stuff in.
Yeah.
Like,
like holding your pee. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's not good.
Have you watched, there's like teachers board or teachers something. It's an Instagram page where they do like compilation videos of ridiculous parent requests or ridiculous admin requests. And she was on there saying about how the admin told the teacher, please don't. The teacher went into labor. And admin asked her to stay an extra hour to find somebody to cover for her. She was in labor. And they was like, hey, bruh, I'm going to need you to stay until we can get somebody else.
But the admin should have came to her class, or the principal, or somebody go sit in her class.
But that's how bad it is in some of these dog and pony shows.
It really is.
They promote health and welfare.
I know people that say I didn't have time to eat.
Yeah.
So you don't work 8-10 hours.
Yeah, I'm okay.
That's me. I don't eat during the day. Like,
man, can you?
I got to. I have to eat. I'll be the crankiest human you ever met in your life.
If I eat breakfast in the morning, I'm good for the rest of the day until dinner time. If I don't eat breakfast and I eat something for lunch, then I probably won't eat dinner. Because I have trained myself that way.
Okay.
Yeah, but see, that's like, to me, I have to have
in
my
the
blood
military,
sugar
good luck eating on
and I
time.
start getting like it literally like makes me sick.
Your blood sugar drops.
Yeah, and it makes me sick.
Yeah.
And so if somebody told me I couldn't eat, or I just didn't have time, or what?
No. They promote it. No, you have 30 minutes of lunch.
You see all these policies.
Take these 2 15-minute mandatory breaks. Yeah, they have it.
They call it,
but they make you feel bad.
So it's just like,
I was there, they call it upside down pyramid, where the big people are at the bottom, and it's all about you first. Mm-hmm. So they'll call it the people first, and that was the worst.
It's a whole story.
Yeah, and they promote that though. They tell you, they put information on the line. They
we promote diversity and take it family first, and
I promise y'all take my 30 minutes, my sandwich.
But if you look at their annual surveys to their employees, they got like 70, 69. Like that's their score from employees nationally. Yeah. So nobody really digs into
You're pushing them out in droves because
that's public information. That would be interesting. You can go look at the average company, go find their employee SAT score. That's what you want to look at. Don't look at what they put on social media. Go find the employee SAT score.
Yeah, because they're gonna make lovely campaign ads a lot of the government organizations. I don't know if like normal corporations do this, but I think they do. They have that promoting fitness, so you could take like gym time. That's a motherfucking lie. Well, not for everybody, but the majority. So like in my program, I'm a reservist. So you only get paid as you work in the organization I work for, right?
Right.
If you get deployed for certain things or whatever for a certain amount of time, you don't get the same benefits as people that do it full time. They get the fitness stuff. They get the 30 hours.
You don't get that.
No. But we get all the emails that they get. So like we're promoting fitness. We're bringing back fitness after this major disaster, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, so y'all gonna let me y'all for an hour so I can go downstairs and work in my gym?
And this is paid for?
Yes, a lot of corporations are doing it.
We had a gym in both of the last companies I worked for.
I know some companies have a gym. I know you get. I've been all up on that.
Well, you're supposed to put in. You have to go by certain rules or whatever. But you sign a document stating that you're wanting to do, and I think you have to re-sign it once a month.
And I know my contract workers. Most of my team was contract, like temporary workers.
Yeah.
Temp agencies.
If you're intermittent or temp,
they wouldn't let them use it. Mm-hmm. It's like, man, you got my whole team is temporary or contract workers, so they got to walk past every day and see people going in the gym. Mm-hmm. They get discouraged from eating breakfast, and we got a whole restaurant downstairs. Mm-hmm. Like the one got caught eating breakfast. He was just behind the director in line. The director pulls me to the side. Mario, I just want you to know that one of your employees was getting breakfast this morning. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. They was hungry. Like, you really got a problem with that.
Listen, I'm bringing my breakfast to my motherfucking desk.
And that's what I let my people do. They got on me about it. But I was one of those managers. I fought for my team. I said, would you rather have an angry, hungry employee?
I love that.
And y'all, because all my SAT scores between 85 and 90%.
Well, you treat them like human beings.
Right, my team love me.
We're not robots. Like,
but they literally told me not to let my team get breakfast anymore.
Why?
Unless they came to work early.
So you want them to
get here at 6:30 in the morning?
But you have the permanent people that's full timers that's allowed to clock in.
Long lines of people. Like she was behind you. Like because you're a director.
That is ridiculous. We used to have to set it up to where since we only had 30-minute lunch breaks when I was a contractor on Fort Stewart, we would send somebody out daily, like for lunch. Like everybody chose and picked. Okay. Where we was eating at that day, and then everybody put in their order with one person, and the boss man would rotate people out, but it would be like, here's the list, here's everybody gave that person the money, and then they left like an hour before lunch, just so everybody could have a lunch.
I know it's hospitals do that a lot.
That was before Uber and shit became a thing. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. Like you said, that's another one of the things, like nobody questions it, so it becomes tradition.
Oh no, they're questioning it, but they're getting let go.
Yeah, that's true.
But they're all about diversity and equal opportunity.
And a lot of people bitch about cigarette breaks.
And yeah,
I mean,
do.
I'm just being honest. Like,
yeah, they do.
They're like, well, if they get 10 minutes, where's my 10 minutes?
I'm taking the 10-minute break even if I don't smoke a cigarette.
Like people that smoke, they're like, I've got to have,
Yeah, my smokers would leave like every 20 minutes. I think that's like you was every 30 minutes.
I know a lot of people bitch about that. They're like, well,
we weren't allowed to have that. We didn't have that in my organization. We don't have that. You take your 2 15-minute breaks and that's it. That's all.
Right.
That's it. That's the first time I worked for a union. I tripped out. IBEW, the International Brotherhood Electric Workers or whatever in Atlanta. Contract work. You go, you sign up, put your name down, and then when there's work for electrician or communications or whatever for a new building or whatever they had going on, they may call you to come work on that site. Well, I ended up getting called to go put in like electric sockets or whatever for this building over off of 400. Fine, I'm already driving from Paulding County to Georgia 400 in the morning. I get over there. I wanted to finish what I was doing. There was one room and it had like 10 sockets that I needed to do for them to be able to start their power stuff or whatever, right? So I'm in there just putting this stuff on. They was like, no, stop what you're doing. I was like, what? Did I do something wrong? They was like, no, you have to take your 15-minute break. What? It was mandatory. You could not get past that 15-minute break. And I was itching like, I just want to finish my job. And they was like, no. Everybody takes the same 15-minute breaks. Everybody takes the same hour lunch. Everybody takes the same 15-minute break in the evening. And then you go home. And then for lunch, it's paid lunch. No, it's not. They're taking it. You get there from 8:30 to 5, right? Normal workout. 8:30 to 5. It's supposed to be 9 to 5. 8:30 clock in and 5 clock out.
Right.
They're taking that 30-minute lunch break, so you're coming in technically 30 minutes early, but they're telling you it's a paid lunch hour.
A lot of them do that too.
It's ridiculous. So there has to be a way that these organizations can go to 4 10-hour days.
Just care about people, really. Just care about people. And I think we started giving people a choice. So I couldn't have my whole team work the same schedule. So I would maybe have 5 people work Monday
split shift
Thursday. Then the rest got it. They'll work Tuesday through Friday. Mm-hmm. So I'm always covered. But everybody couldn't have the same 4-day schedule because Friday I would have nobody there. So what you do, you split it up. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what most companies are scared of. Like, we can't just shut down Friday. It's like, okay, have some people like split it. Like you said, do a split shift. Mm-hmm. Half of y'all
that's what my organization
work
does.
Thursday, and the other half work Tuesday through Friday. That way, every day is covered. It's not rocket science.
They actually have the teams, so it's Sunday through Thursday, and then you also have Monday through Friday, but you also have like Wednesday to some other time. So we're 7 days a week. So we are literally, each team or each region is on a certain schedule. And also depending on what you're doing as well. So that way people are still getting time off, but we will go to mandatory 7-day work weeks or for at least a month, depending on what's going on. But then it calms down. And then you might do 6 10-hour work weeks. But then when you're so used to getting that certain amount of funding or paycheck wise, and then you go to a regular mandatory 80-hour pay period, you're cutting your shit in half. You know what I mean? So it's like, we got to figure out something. Something has to give as far as these people need to care about their.
No, we're not robots, man.
We're not. And that $5 a room that you were talking about,
I just caught me off guard. I'm like,
we need to find out who that is and see if it's ethical. Because we will snitch on you. We don't have no problems in doing that. We will snitch on you. And then they need to also do something with the waiters and waitresses. That $250, and a lot of people don't know that waiters and waitresses really live off of
you think
something.
It's in the past.
Yeah, and it's not. It's really happening right now.
I mean, you think that was back in the 90s or something.
And not everybody can afford to give tips.
Yeah.
I
think about that too. So by the end of somebody's shift, if they haven't got a lot of tips, that could make somebody be grumpy or angry.
Exactly. But a lot of us don't have the money for tips.
A lot of people, you know what people say in that case?
What?
I've heard people say this, then don't go out to eat.
Then you won't have a job.
That's what people say. They're like, you can't afford a tip, don't go out to eat. I've heard that many times.
I feel really bad when I can't leave a tip.
No, I'm talking, man. I'm always like, okay.
So I will divvy it down and budget what I have.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If I can't tip, I'll go to McDonald's. I'll go to a fast food drive-thru or something. But most time when I go out,
I do like my Postmates.
I'm an Uber fan. Like Uber, I love you.
Uber Eats, it's only a few.
Try Postmates. They seem to be a little bit cheaper.
Really?
Postmates is cheaper.
It seemed that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just switched over. It seems cheaper to me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
So those are the three. It's Postmates, DoorDash, and
there's one called
Uber.
Toast. It's fairly new. I've used it one time, and because I was wanting Rodney's up there to deliver, and they delivered one time, but they only deliver like certain times. But that's the only site that will. I thought it was a scam. I thought, well, here I go, click. And I wanted something. I wanted salad so bad. I thought, sure, we'd like to eat for salad. And it's like right down the street, but I couldn't get them to drive.
But that's the thing, though. So whoever made like the Uber, because we always pay people to go get our food anyway before all this. So whoever actually locked that in, kudos
I know,
to you,
man. I'm like, this is
because we don't have time to go get our food or to.
I have time. I'm just sometimes don't want to get out and deal with people.
Yeah.
My work hours just make it hard because I'm working from 10 to 7 or 8 every day.
Exactly.
So most things I try to do it first thing in the morning, between 7 and 10 in the morning. But if it comes after that,
well, you know, like you said, you start winding down about 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
I've been doing that my whole life. You know, and somebody comes to me at like 5, I'm like, I think it's insult. I'm like,
man, when I found out Walmart delivered, it was over for everybody. Because working from home, you still have to be able to have dinner cooked. You still have to be able to have
so many benefits.
I just use them for the first
but
time.
You still have to maintain your work while you're at home. So it's still that crazy. You have to find that crazy
balance. That was
balance
for me though. The Walmart delivery, I just got a credit card and I get 5% back if I use Walmart delivery. But what happens is, I don't just get groceries. I don't buy cups, like a whole set of glassware.
Yes.
I don't buy paper towels. Like I'm shopping like I'm actually getting.
Yes.
Like, I spent $200 my first time using that, and I'm like, man, this is dangerous.
200 plus is my average on Walmart delivery.
You don't just see groceries.
Yeah.
Now I see all the other stuff. I might see a table I want, chairs,
I would be more
pillows.
But typically, like, you know, you got to get, because I have the upstairs and downstairs, so I typically get toilet paper for upstairs and downstairs, because you ain't getting mine. So you got to have your own stuff. So paper, 2 of the paper towels, 2 of the toilet papers, 2 of the soaps.
Mine and it seemed like Jet eating toilet paper.
Yeah,
like,
no.
where the toilet paper going, man?
Dad, calm down on toilet paper, man.
No.
Like, Dad, you got a roll of toilet paper, man? I just gave you 3.
What did you in there? Shit!
Hello!
Oh, shit! Move it! I'm trying to. I don't give a fuck about that. Move out the way. Why was you trying to catch it?
I was trying to move out the way, but I had my leg tangled up.
Oh, I'm sorry. You okay? Woo! I pushed her all out the chair.
Yeah, so I couldn't move my leg. I had my foot.
But she was doing. I thought she was trying to catch it.
No, I was like trying. I couldn't move.
And we're still recording. That's hilarious.
It's all on tape. It's all.
Woo! Hey,
we good?
You okay?
Welcome back to the show. Look, welcome back. No, I had my leg twisted around it, and she was pushing me. My legs were going, you better break my ankle.
I was trying to.
I couldn't talk.
It looked like she was trying to catch the coffee.
But I was trying to keep it dripping on me.
I was like, fuck the carpet. You move out the way.
Look, I got a bruise.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Look, she done tore my ankle up.
I just walked in and Felicia on the floor.
I'm trying to move all her stuff out of the way and her out of the way.
She's trying to push me off the damn chair, and I'm like, I can't. My ankle, but I couldn't even talk.
Yeah, you didn't say nothing.
I couldn't. She thought I was just catching the coffee. Like,
yeah, I thought she was catching the coffee.
So I was
definitely pushing her over to the side to get her out of the way.
So how did you end up on the floor?
I
she kept pushing me, and I had look.
You'll see it on video.
Oh,
look.
I'm sorry.
Lawsuit.
I'm sorry.
No, she kept like, what are you doing? Kept pushing me up, and I'm going, I can't, because my foot was tangled up.
But she couldn't. She wasn't saying nothing.
I couldn't talk.
Oh my God.
Yep.
We back.
We're back. What not to do. And how the fuck did I do that? Oh, God.
Always an adventure. I just posted on Facebook. I was over there posting on Facebook. Like with these two right here, you never know what's going to happen.
And here I am, my legs up in the air. You probably can't even see it.
How did I even drop the cup?
All you know is going to be my feet sticking out. All you going to see is my damn legs.
I was like, stop catching the coffee.
No, I was trying to get it off me. And then I couldn't because I had my leg tangled up like this.
I thought you was really trying to catch.
No,
I
had my feet tangled up like this and I couldn't move my feet.
I thought you were trying to save my carpet. And I was like,
no,
fuck that carpet. You see, I'm sorry. How's your ankle?
Oh, it's all right. It's all sore. It'll be all right.
You want some relief?
No, I do.
Oh, God. I can't believe I just did that. But after the mishap,
we're back.
Yeah, we're back. But just to finish out about that, because you can cut this into the other piece or whatever. Me abusing Cuzzo over here, the co-host.
Out like a linebacker.
Well, you know, I thought I was protecting you.
My foot got
That's what I told her. I said you went straight back to your military days. You went to save.
Yeah, flashbacks. Save
yourself, get out of the way. I got you.
Yeah, you would protect me from a bullet because I was like, I couldn't talk. Like when I'm going through something, I'm like, my foot was tangled up, and I'm going this way, and I'm like, I don't want to take the table with me.
But you were trying to cup like you were trying.
I was trying to keep it falling. Look.
I was like, man, fuck that carpet, and just pushed her out of the way. I didn't know what was going on.
I was trying to keep it off me.
But as far as working goes, I'm sorry. I messed that whole thing up, and I abused Cuzzo here. But with what you were saying, people fighting for contracts, people.
Yeah, bidding.
So it's not just employees; it's actually entrepreneurs too. Right now, it's so bad that people are literally going on these bidding wars or bidding sites like Angie's.
Yeah. Fiverr, like there's so many sites now where you can go and sign up and get work.
Yeah.
And you got
no, that harassing stuff. No,
and you did it just for healthcare, right?
I will cut you off fast. You blink. No, I'm like, no, bye.
They will.
I've never seen that one. I'm like, geez, I don't want it that bad.
Is ridiculous. So it's not just corporations doing it. These are people that are literally, and that's how bad our society has gotten as far as needing money. It's ridiculous between low hours, having to have that side hustle, because it might not even be their own entrepreneur business. It might just be their side hustle, just to make ends meet for that month to take care of their family or just themselves. Because hell, even people that are single right now, you got to have 3 times the rent.
Yeah, I think it's still like that. I'm not even sure if it's still like that. It was a year ago.
I don't know what it is right now, but it's ridiculous.
And like you had to have like perfect credit. You know, they make you feel so like you're less than.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So a lot of people are actually moving into efficiency lodges, and they're having to pay what $350, $300 a week.
They don't, include like dental and all that. So say you got toothache, you need something, you go to a dental.
Yeah.
And they look at you like you don't care about yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have like $3,000 to fork out or something. Oh, you must not care about your teeth then.
Yeah.
Even you feel less than, you're like.
Even when I got dental insurance for my son, like the family, it's only like $82 a month or whatever. It's actually a really good plan. Mm-hmm. But the first time I took him, because you get your free cleanings, every 6 months or whatever, once a year or some shit like that. But when he needed to get a root canal done, I still ended up coming out of pocket like $2,200, $2,300.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, bro, I can't make this appointment until I know I got the money to be able to pay for this mess.
Oh, yeah, and it's like, well, you must not care about you. They don't say that, but
that's how they look at you.
Like, oh.
Then they always find something extra, but then you have to go to a specialist because the regular dentist can't do it or the regular doctor can't do it. They have to refer you to a specialist to be able to do it, and then
it's just a network and it's a business.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
But it's the same way with electricians, with plumbers, with all of that good stuff. You get onto these massive websites because technology makes it so easy to bid on things these days. Mm-hmm. Once you get in there and start bidding, like Mario was saying earlier, he closed that bid. He didn't need the electric work anymore, and they're still consistently calling. So they're not really paying attention to when these jobs are closed because that's how desperate people are to try to get these side-end jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. We got to take care of ourselves. Don't throw nobody out of a chair, obviously. Make sure that their leg isn't stuck.
When I'm going through something like that, I can't talk. I'm just like,
I have never seen her actually go through something like that, and it was me doing it. So
yeah, she's kept pushing me. And I'm trying to stay upward, and she's kept pushing me. And I'm trying to stay upward.
Mario,
I'm about to take the whole table with me.
You might as well should take the table with you.
But we're here. We made it.
We made it.
I survived.
I dropped my coffee. And I don't know how. I swear.
That's what I want to see. Is how
I don't know how.
Next thing I know, I heard boom, and I'm going.
But I did that the other day with the coffee. It didn't have liquid in it.
It wasn't me this time.
No.
That's what I'm so proud of. I'm like, it wasn't me this time.
I literally, I pulled the glass or the cup out of the cabinet. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, I just felt like football slamming it down. Like I just got touchdown. I don't know what that was about, but lately I have been dropping things. I don't know what's going on, but that's okay. That'll be between me and my doctor. Unbalanced. I'm always unbalanced. I had a stroke. Me too. So I'm always unbalanced. But yeah, that's something totally different.
That's where, because I go through that sometimes. So I'm just like, it's like uncoordination.
Yeah.
It's like
my vertigo is shot.
Yeah. It's just very unbalanced. Like there's times where I'm like, wrong with me, you know?
I've literally football slammed it and broke the handle off. But
it's like you kind of know you're about to do it, but you can't stop it.
I couldn't stop it just then, and I just spilled coffee all over all of us.
Like these cuts, it's like it's subconsciously, but yeah, I'm like, keep on doing it. And then I just watch my skin go bloop, and I'm like, then I'm gonna get sick. And I'm like,
That's another reason why we have to take breaks sometimes. You have to take care of yourself. Don't get such in a surreal moment to where you're robotically get up same time, get up, do same thing every single day, day in and day out, because you're not living, like you said.
Yeah.
You're not living. You live every day, you die once. You may die a few extra times in there, but you only permanently die once. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I think I done had my non-cat life. I'm going into my dog life now.
She's forever getting into something. Something is always, and I didn't just help either.
I got a bruise going on. I got skin cut and a bruise. I'm like, yeah, right on my ankle bone.
I'm so sorry.
No, I mean, it just.
I don't know how I did that. I would really.
That's what I want to see. I'm like, how did that even happen?
I don't know, because we was talking about Jet, we was talking about the toilet paper, and then I just.
You forgot it was there for just a second. Just long enough for you to just casually put your arm down. Like
yeah.
See, that's what I don't know. I was just like, next thing I knew, I just seen.
It's like, I think you may have thought it was in the corner, like it was further away than it was.
Yeah, that's probably why I went and got my glasses.
You just put your arm down.
Like, F this coffee cup. No, I'm going to hold it. You know? And look, I even had the little things that say, do not F up the table, please. And I'm the one that did it. Yes, indeed. But no, really, take care of yourself. We're going to end this one because it's been a very interesting conversation. Take care of yourself. Managers, take care of your people. They are people. We're not robots.
Humans, yes.
Everybody needs a break. And do not ask 50-11 questions. If they got leave, let them take their leave. You know what I'm saying? If they become malingerers, then there's something.
Most of the time when you show respect, you get respect back. For the most part. You know, and that's the way I always look at things.
People need to be excited to come to work.
Yes, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, a very huge difference. It's the environment. And if it becomes toxic, you're going to wonder why you're the only one there working by yourself.
Yep. Just a matter of time. If it's a toxic, even if they don't know it's toxic, the energy don't lie. Mm-hmm. It's there, and it just spreads like a bad apple. And don't be afraid to speak up. There's an equal opportunity office everywhere in every corporation nowadays. You have equal opportunity. You can go complain. And it's not even really a complaint. You just go speak your piece, tell your truth. And no, everybody can't get off at the same time, but there can be a certain percentage and they can stagger their leave days. Unless it is like a real emergency, don't ask them who died in your family or is that a real death or, you know, just. Oh, yeah, I've seen it happen. I've literally been told if I let you go on leave, then somebody with a real death won't be able to go. I have been told that in the military. I still ended up going on my emergency leave, but yeah, it was very inconsiderate. Very inconsiderate. So just take care of your people take care of you, no matter what company you work in, no matter what level. And if it's house cleaning, set your standard, set your price.
$5 a room is garbage. We're going to look more into that. Be kind to your waiters and waitresses and understand. In restaurants, y'all need to get better on that. If not, you're not going to have people to be able to work.
I just can't believe it's still a thing.
It is still a thing. I don't know if everybody's still a thing, but it's still a thing. But that's it for this one. HERShyt Show.
Be sure to log on to youtube.com and subscribe to the HERShyt Show at TheRShytShow.